I'm gonna pee everywhere, and I'm gonna pee all in your hair, and I'm gonna pee on Tripping Grace, and I'm gonna pee all over your face, and I'm gonna pee in your
Warning.
eye, and I'm gonna
I
pee
chain
on
smoke
an
and I
apple
say fuck
pie,
a lot.
and I'm gonna
But I accept
pee
myself for the
in
way
your
I am.
drink, and
I
I'm
accept
gonna
you
pee
too.
in the kitchen sink,
Viewer
and
discretion
I'm gonna
advised.
pee.
I recently read Transformation of America by Kathy O'Brien, who you've probably heard of, but if not, she's a CIA, Mind Control, Project Monarch, Project Artichoke, and Project MK Ultra survivor. And she wrote this book in 1995. Well, anyway, it's all pretty fucked up. But this stood out to me because I had never heard this before. She talks about Pierre Trudeau, ex-Prime Minister of Canada, who is Justin Trudeau's father. I know that he looks like Fidel Castro, and maybe that is his real father. I don't know, but that's not what this is about. But Pierre Trudeau looks like a cuck, so I wouldn't doubt it. She accuses him of having sex with her when she was a kid, and she insinuates that he would piss on her. Check it out.
My family routinely vacationed at Mackinac Island, Michigan, which is a small island positioned in the Great Lakes close to the Canadian border. Mackinac Island, due to its geographic location, provided an air of friendliness between the U.S. and Canada that formed my childish perception that our countries knew no boundaries. When Pierre Trudeau was elected Prime Minister of Canada in 1968, I often heard it said, "Pierre Trudeau is one of ours, you know." I first heard this phrase cryptically referring to Trudeau's loyalty to the Vatican when Father Don was discussing him with my father one Sunday after Mass. This fact circulated quickly among those I knew who were involved in the Catholic Jesuit aspect of Project Monarch.
What does it mean to be taught by Jesuits? We hear about Jesuits all the time.
Well, it's a great experience, I have to say.
The summer after Trudeau was elected, my father took the family to Mackinac Island as usual. Climbing on a large statue on the grounds of the governor's mansion, I could see across the field to the Grand Hotel. I noticed Canadian flags flying amongst the American flags that lined the front of the old hotel. As I slid down off the statue, Guy Vanderjagt approached with a drink and a cigarette in his hand. Patting my hair into place, he said, "Straighten your shirt. I've got someone important for you to meet." I knew someone important was here because of those flags, I said, tucking my shirt in my pink shorts. When I was at the Vatican, Vanderjagt began, I was told that Prime Minister Trudeau is a friend of the Pope. He thinks like one of us, a true Catholic. He likes Catholics. Vanderjagt led me upstairs in the mansion, where Pierre Trudeau was lowering the window shades in a dimly lit bedroom crowded with antiques. Vanderjagt closed the door behind me. Trudeau's tuxedo coat was neatly draped over a chair, which left him in his formal pants, white shirt, and a bright red cummerbund, which caught my eye. "I like your sash," I said. "Hasn't anyone told you silence yet?" His somber, gruff attitude was softened by his smooth, silky voice. Triggered into the part of me that endured the right to remain silent, I assumed Trudeau to know all about inner dimensions, according to my deliberately formed perceptions. I could not and did not understand that inner dimensions actually equated to the inner dimensions of my own compartmentalized mind. Likewise, I did not understand that keys to the kingdom referred to knowing the codes, keys, and triggers to my controlled mind. Guy said, "You like Catholics," I said, repeating what Vanderjagt had told me. "Are you the keeper of the keys?" Trudeau seemingly bore his cold, dark eyes right through me. "You can learn more from the school of thought than you can by asking precocious questions. Haven't you learned that children are to be seen and not heard?" "Is that a precocious question?" I asked. "What is a precocious question?" Trudeau sighed with impatience. "That is irrelevant. What matters is that you shut your mouth, still your mind, and enter the school of thought. Silence is a virtue. Listen to the silence and the stillness of your mind. Go deep inside your mind," he slowly led. "Deeper and deeper, where it's quiet and still." Trudeau expertly manipulated my mind with sophisticated hypnotic language. Not only did he enlist my silence for the pedophile perversions he indulged in, but he instructed my school of thought in a manner that equated to programming. He laid a foundation for air-water programs that is a mirror-dimensional theme often used by NASA and others involved in Project Monarch. Playing off his own name, Pierre, he added a perverse twist to the theme that he accessed each time I was prostituted to him. Had I been capable of fear, I would have been afraid of Pierre Trudeau. Trudeau's slow, deliberate movements masked the brutal power of his body, much the way his smooth, soft voice pierced my mind and intruded on my thoughts. The icy cold touch of his effeminate manicured long fingers contrasted with the heat of his perversion, a perversion for which he blamed me and my contemptuous ways. In my childish ignorance, I believed Trudeau's demeanor and forward-combed hair were characteristic of his French descent. "I know all about the French," I had bragged to my new Grandpa Van when visiting his home in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Grandpa Van knew Jerry Ford, and subsequently was acquainted with Pierre Trudeau. "What do you know about the French?" Grandpa Van asked me as I sat on his living room floor petting the dog he just brought home. Improperly cued and dumbfounded by his question, I remained silent. "I know you met Pierre Trudeau," he prompted. "I also know you love doggies, so I bought this dog for your grandma now, so you could enjoy him too. His name is Peppy. He's a French poodle." "I know all about the French," I said, mentally comparing the large French poodle in front of me to Trudeau. "They have pretty nails." I stroked Peppy's painted toenails. "They have funny hair." I petted Peppy's clipped fur. "And they pee a lot," I giggled. "You better take 'em outside then," Grandpa Van told me, attaching Peppy's leash. After walking the dog past what I felt like every tree in the neighborhood, I announced that I would call him Pee-Pee. Uncle Bob filmed Peppy and I pornography on numerous occasions, producing bestiality films that I would later learn Pierre Trudeau was privy to. Peppy remained a part of my experience long after Grandpa Van divorced himself from my grandmother, and long after I developed beyond Trudeau's perversion for little children.
I'm not saying you have to believe any of this. What do I know? But something that kind of convinced me years back when I was looking into this is I accidentally stumbled across a video. In the book, she accuses Michael Aquino of carving a Baphomet face into her vagina. And I accidentally stumbled across this years ago. It caught me off guard. So I'm not going to show it. If you're brave enough, I'll leave a link below. But she shows the carving. You can check it out if you want to. Proceed with caution. Fucking stoned. I got motherfucking speed.